On 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson, joined by Stan Van Gundy and Doris Burke for tonight's game. Also with us, Allie LaForce. Now here's Cunningham. Pass to Collins. Launches a three. They get it again. Here's Duren. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, positioning and size win Duren the offensive rebound, which he then cashes in on.
Here's George. And heading into this one, how about the clash at the big man position?
Well, the skill we're seeing in the front court these days, just phenomenal. To me, it's the biggest way the game has changed. Okay, everybody talks about the three-point shooting and the pace, but what the big guys are able to do in terms of their skill set, incredible, and we're going to see it tonight. I'm looking forward to this one. Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Here's Duren. Queta pulls it in.
I think this is a rare case of being overcommitted. He tried to go all out at the rim, and they stifled him.
Here's White. Again, the miss by Boston.
Listen, that's a good shot for him. He just couldn't connect.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. I asked him about their main concern defensively. He said, quote, they lean on Cunningham to drive their offense, so we've got to do our best to keep the ball out of his hands. We can't allow Cade to be the guy to beat us tonight. That won't be easy. Guys, back to you.
Appreciate the report, Allie.
Well, there's a mix of strength and agility that Jason Tatum is taking advantage of. Nice work in there.
Pass to Robinson. Launches it. Boston pulls it in. White with it. Now guarded by Duren. Here's Queta. Here's Walsh. He nails it. And we're tied.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
Now here's Robinson. Here's Cunningham. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Nice job getting inside and executing. I like seeing Cunningham be aggressive around the basket.
Pass to White. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Always finding a way to make a difference, Doris. Derek White especially dangerous in clutch.
And this comes at both ends of the floor. A timely block, a timely three. It might be a steal. It might be taking a charge. It might be a rebound. This guy finds a way. I think the thing that's most striking about Derek White, guys, he's capable of affecting games in so many ways. Yes, he can score it. Excellent passer and a very versatile cross-positional defender. A guy who can contribute to a good team.
Now here's White. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Derek White, tremendous finisher in the painted area. Just drops it in softly.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Thompson with a screen. And here's Cunningham outside. Boston pulls it in.
You love the anticipation there. Made sure to box out, knew where the ball was going, and doesn't let anyone impede him from pulling in the glass.
Now here's Tatum. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Robinson. Pass to Thompson. Back to Cunningham. From the top of the key. And again, no good by Detroit.
Oh, you can see he's kicking himself for missing that open mid-range. That's right in his wheelhouse.
The crossover. Duren with the rebound. The Pistons trailing. Cunningham looking it over. This one for three. Cunningham can't get that one to fall. Outside White. Back to Tatum. Stolen by Thompson. And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
White with it. Pass to Queta. Here's Tatum. Again, the miss by Boston.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Wow.
You have to wonder if it's starting to get in his head and how much frustration is mounting.
And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
Look, you've got to get your feet planted before the contact occurs.
And you know this, any little sway or movement while you're trying to set that screen, that's going to draw the whistle.
Hey, Boston, let's get going on for Celtics.
Celtics with the lead. Here's George. No points yet. 4-3. George with another miss. Joe with the ball. Now guarded by White. Back to Joe. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. Pass to George. Now Tatum. Fires from deep. Again, the miss by Boston. And it's Detroit with the ball. Here's Herter. Fires the three. Drains the triple.
Well, this is what Herter is out there to do. Stretch that defense.
They're looking for anything to get him going.
No doubt. It's been rocky. They need something positive to build on.
Nice ball movement by Boston. 6 to shoot. Back to Queta. And he banks in the layup.
Well, sharp interior passing is so important. The best way to create high percentage buckets.
Now here's Cunningham. Pass to Holland. And he buries his first look. Celtics trail by 4. Going into last season, Doris, Boston shed over $1/3 billion in payroll and luxury taxes and still won 56 games.
Think of the guys they moved on from. Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, Luke Cornett. But it was remarkable how well so many new faces performed in new roles. Incredible.
There's Tatum with the three. That's another miss. 1 for 7 in this contest. Cunningham outside. Here's Joe. Let's go with a three. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
This guy's so dangerous. Joe, you have to find a way to contest him.
George outside. Now Tatum. Good work there as it goes.
We know this is an offensive-minded player. Jason Tatum loves running pick-and-roll action.
Pass to Herter. Back to Cunningham. Nice D from Tatum. Celtics trail by 5. Now Walsh. George feels it out a bit. Over Joe. And that one's long. And here's Cunningham. Shoots over Tatum. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
Well, at this point, it just feels like he's forcing.
Yeah, and this is where you want to let the game come to you. Settle in and relax.
Detroit leading by 5. Now here's Cunningham. And it's blocked. Tatum with it. Picked up by Cunningham. White for 3. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
Love to see Derek White go right up with it off the catch. No doubt right there. Just get the jumper flowing.
Collins outside. Pass to Herter. Puts up a deep 3. And Detroit another 3.
These teams are matching each other from beyond the arc.
Boy, you can see the level of competition right now. Both squads going at it.
Now here's George. Still without a bucket. It doesn't go for him. The Pistons lead by 5. Here's Cunningham. And again, it's Detroit converting.
Yeah, they need Cunningham to be effective from that mid-range area.
Pass to Walsh. Back to White. And here's Queta. It's George on the wing. Over Cunningham. Finds the bottom from 13 feet out.
What a wonderful shot to have in your arsenal. 3-level scorer gets to the midi. We see you, PG.
Collins outside. Now here's Cunningham. And he makes it on the layup. Cunningham's got 8.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
.30 seconds left in the first quarter. White can't hit. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. 7-point differential. Ball stolen. Now the Celtics on the move. Pass to George. Here's Tatum. Holland defending. For 3, George. And he can't get that one. And so it's Detroit closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. And it's all due to their ability to...
23.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
Well, tell you what, keep getting those shooters the ball from beyond the arc. They made a killing from out there.
Celtics trail by 7. Outside Pritchard. Pass to Garza. Nice ball movement by Boston. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hauser outside. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by the Pistons. Down low. Here's Reed. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
Well, it feels like they're dialed in right now. I like the way they're playing.
Well, they're certainly valuing each possession, and that is the recipe for success.
Outside Pritchard. Pass to Shireman. Here's Garza. From deep three-point land. Here's Robinson. And Reed pulls it down. The Pistons lead by 9. And here is Thompson. His first shot coming late. And again, it's Detroit.
Yeah, developing consistency with the jump shot has been Ausar Thompson's #1 priority.
Back to Pritchard. Pass to Garza. Pritchard surviving the D. Boston needs to get off a shot here. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And here's Detroit. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. There's the three. And Detroit another three.
Oh, my goodness. How about the range on display from Isaiah Joe?
Pritchard. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Pritchard. And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. He's going to talk it over with his guys. You know, they say for some, coaching in the NBA is addictive. It can be hard to walk away from that excitement, Stan.
Oh, it sure can, B.A. And I'm sure the players feel much the same. At some point, you get too old and too worn out. But certainly, some hold out longer than others.
Detroit leading by 14. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. Detroit basketball at its best is hard-nosed. Former Bad Boy Piston Rick Mahorn won a ring with the team and is liking what he sees. He said guys today have money, and that's good, but these guys want more. They're here to flipping win. And yes, I'm paraphrasing. Back to you.
Great stuff. Allie, thanks very much for the report. To win the cold spell. It's tipped. Here's Jenkins. And again, no good by Detroit. Celtics trail by 14. Tatum feeling it out a bit. Here's Pritchard. And the shot no good, a bit short. And Detroit has possession. Pass to Thompson. Here he goes. And he elevates for the jam. Jason Tatum on the receiving end.
And that's how Thompson does most of his damage offensively, attacking the basket.
Pritchard with it. No points so far. Outside Robinson. And they forced the shot clock violation. Great D.
Detroit ball.
And here are the Pistons. Right now on a 9-0 run. Right side Herter. Wide open. Hits the front of the rim and out.
At that point, you're better off making the next pass.
Come on now, you have to be more selfless in that situation. Create for the best opportunity.
Detroit leading by 16. Off target from outside.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that, it doesn't go down.
Here's Tatum. Back to Pritchard. Deflected.
An effective stopper at the rim. Duren sure knows how to use those long arms of his. Well, that's a nice job of getting up the court before the defense could get organized.
It's always such a positive when you...
I guess you can call that magic.